Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Accsoon Seemo. Got this little puppy right here. It's a really cool little device or product. Okay, guys, first things first, full disclosure, Accsoon actually reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in reviewing their product. Of course, I agreed to it. However, I'm not being paid, or this is not a sponsored video. I simply made an agreement with them to accept this in exchange for my honest thoughts and opinion in this video review. Just wanted to put that out there and be straight up with you guys about it. It was sent to me. So what exactly is the Seemo? Well, this is an HDMI to iOS video adapter, which allows you to use your iPhone or your iPad as a camera monitor, basically. And it's packed with a lot of features, a lot of pro features, which is really cool. And I'll get to those in just a moment. You could use this with iOS 12 or later. And not only that, you could also record onto your iPhone, or you could live stream to your favorite social media platform like YouTube or Facebook. So let's take a quick look at what's included with the Seemo. You get this nice little box. It's packaged nicely in here. User manual, the actual adapter, and I'll show you all the details about that in just a moment. Get a 1/4 inch 20 shoe mount adapter. You get 2 cables. One is a USB-C to Lightning cable, USB-C to USB-C. So you're covered there for your newer iPads. And then it brings an Allen wrench. All right, so taking a closer look at the actual adapter. On the front here, you have your phone clamp, and you can extend that way. You just slide your phone on here. Make sure it's not pressing up against the buttons of the phone. And when you press it in, it automatically clamps down and secures it really nicely there. Just watch for the type of case that you have on your phone. I have a really nice thin case, so it works fine. I don't have to take the case off. On the top of the clamp, you have a cold screw mount there to slide in like a microphone or a light. This actually comes apart. You see here the base part, the back part. This is the battery mount. And this could be used with an iPad like cage that they sell separately. Yeah, this goes on to here. It just slides on and clips onto the back. But on the back here, we have the battery mount, which is for Sony NPF batteries. And I have one here. It's not too big, so this one works really nice. And just slide that in there like that. On this side right here, you have a button to take the battery off. You press that button and just slide the battery off. Out here, you have a HDMI input port. Right next to that is a 5-volt output volt. So if you want to power some accessories or something, you could power it using this port here. On the other side, you have your on and off button. And then right underneath, or next to it, I should say, you have your video out, USB-C video out port. So to power it on, you just press that power button, and it'll come right on there. The light will turn green. And then you have 4 LED lights right here that'll power on here just momentarily. Lets you know you're charged, so I have a full battery right now. On the bottom of the adapter, you have a 1/4 inch screw mount there. And I'll go ahead and screw the cold shoe mount on. I like how this works. This is really easy to screw on. And I like the locking mechanism that this has right here. It works really great. It locks it into the shoe mount really easily. Okay, so to mount this on, you're just going to slide this onto the hot shoe of the camera. Then you're going to turn this locking mechanism here, screw this into place and secure it there nicely. Open the clamp up, just pull the clamp up like that. Right there, you pull the clamp up, put your phone in. It's nicely secured like that, so you have it in place there. Grab your cable, your USB-C to Lightning cable, plug it in. You're going to then plug the other end into the video output port. It does not include the battery, and it does not include an HDMI cable. I have this coiled HDMI cable, and so you're going to plug in your HDMI cable to the in port here, and then in your camera, you're going to go ahead and plug that in like that. So to use this, you have to download the Accsoon C app. That's what it looks like right there. Hope you guys can see it. So next up, we're going to go ahead and turn our camera on, and then we're going to open up the app. I'm going to tap on the monitor button, and now you have a live feed here. You can see me. All right, I'm going to go through the top bar here in the bottom one. Up top, you have all your features. So you could actually customize this to your liking, and you can add or remove whatever features you want to have or don't want to have on there. On the bottom here, you have that back button, which will take you to the home screen. Tap monitor to go back in there. On the bottom, you see it says video input. That is 1080p, 60 frames per second is the max on this. And next to that is the encoder, H.264. Your iOS battery level. So my phone's at 80% right now. Right next to that, you can see if you're recording or not. And clearly I'm not here. But next to that is your audio input. And then the audio encoder right next to that. On the bottom right corner, you have your adjustment levels there. Here you can adjust your bit rate, and this is maxes out at 30 megabits per second. Right next to that video bit rate, you have the add delete. So here you could tap these to remove them from the top menu, and this is where you could customize your top bar there. Top left corner, you have that arrow, and these are just to scroll through these. So the very first one is the gray one. So the gray option there. Next to that is your RGB. Next to that, you have the histogram. And you could, in the settings, you can move these around. I have it set right now for it to be at small on my top left corner. Right next to that, we have the waveforms, and I have this one on the top right corner. Next to that, we have focus peaking. You could also change the focus peaking settings. I have it set to red. Next to that, you have the option here to go in and adjust your LUTs, add or turn on the LUTs or not. You can add LUTs as well, which is also a really cool feature. So you can make all the adjustments here to zebra, audio, markers, grid, display, and so on. So all those options are in there. So by the way, if you want to remove everything and just see a clean screen, just tap it once to add it back on, tap it again, and it comes back on. Right next to that, we have the zebras, and you can see there, they're very light, faint, they're red, show you where you're overexposed or not. Next to that, we have false colors, which is awesome. This really comes in key. You can fine tune your focus using the false color feature. Right next to that, you have the audio meter. You can turn that off and on, and you could also move this left or right. If you're using anamorphic lenses, you could go in here and change the de-squeeze settings. Right here, we have the screenshot option. Just tap on that, takes a screenshot, saves it to your camera roll on your iPhone. Right here, we have our grid. So you can turn your grid screen on and off. And you could also change the colors on the grid screen if you'd like. And at the very end, you have your settings wheel there to go in and make those settings. You can change, for example, we're on the grid option right now. You can change the line width, the line color to red, green, blue, or white. You could also change the opacity on all of these features so you could customize the way you want it to look on your screen. One that I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to go to waveform. I can change it. I have it set to Luma right now, but I can change that. As you can see here, you have those options. That's really, really packed with a lot of cool little features. You could change the side to medium or big, left top, left bottom, right bottom, or center. And down here, you can change the opacity of it. So you don't have to permanently have it on there either. So if I just want to check my waveform real quick, I can tap on that and kind of see where I'm at, turn it right back off. So those are the features that you have in here, really cool. On the right-hand side of the screen, you have that live option. Here's where you go live. You select your social media platform, put in your stream code, hit go live, and then you'll go live. The top one is to record to your, as you can see at the bottom center here, I'm recording right now. So I'm actually recording to my iPhone, and this comes in really handy for when you want to record onto your iPhone and keep like a backup there. But just keep in mind, the quality is not 4K. If you're recording 4K, this is at max 1080p, 30 megabits per second bit rate there. So, and also if you want to share something to social media, you have it on your phone, boom, you can just share it that way. This is selling or retailing for 179 USD. It's currently on Amazon. I'll link it down below for you guys to check out if you're interested. Those are affiliate links. They won't cost you any additional money, but I would appreciate the kickback if you do go through those. So just need to let you know about that. So I mentioned that it does live streaming earlier. That is at 1080p, 60 frames per second, full HD. When you record the screen, it's using the H.264 codec, 30 frames per second there. It does pretty good. I think this is a great value for money in my opinion. I really like all the features that it has. There are monitors out there, budget-friendly monitors, that have some of these features, but a lot of these can't record your screen. You can't live stream. So I think this is a better option when you're comparing them to like those budget-friendly options or the same price range, $150 to $200, camera monitors. And then the other thing is you always have your phone on you, so that's another plus. You want to use this as a screen. The screen looks great, especially on the iPhone 13 Pro and the 14 Pro. The newer iPhones have great screens. The brightness on them are really good, and in my opinion, they're a little bit better than some of these budget-friendly options that I've owned in the past. These 5-inch on-camera monitors, the nits are really like low and it's not as bright in sunlight. I find that it does really well with the iPhone. Yeah, there are some things that I don't like. For example, I wish that it was 4K, and I get it. This is the first iteration, so maybe down the line they could upgrade this to 4K. It'd be great to have this as a 4K recorder as well. That'd be awesome. Build quality is pretty suspect, in my opinion. I think they could do a little bit better on that. We'll see how it holds up. I'm not saying that it does well. Right now, I haven't had any issues, but then again, I'm very careful when I'm filming, and this is not something that you're going to be throwing around or anything like that, but I'm talking about durability. We'll see how it goes. And I do think that for $179, they should maybe consider throwing in a small HDMI cable. That'd be nice. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying there's room for improvement. But all in all, I think it's a fantastic value. Awesome features in here, pro features. And I used it, like I said, I was doing behind the scenes for a short film that I was working on. And I used this that day, and it worked great. I put a small DD mic up top here, plugged it into the camera, and I shot all day with it without any issue. With that being said, though, some of the cons are that if you're going to use your phone, well, your phone is going to be locked up using it as a monitor. You really can't be checking your phone or receiving calls or anything like that if you're using it. So that's one of the cons. Another thing is you got to make sure that your battery's charged enough for long shoots, because there's no way of charging your iPhone while using this. You do have that port to charge accessories, but you can't charge your iPhone, and that's something that I think they could try to figure out and probably improve later on down the road in the second iteration of this. Hopefully, they'll take that into consideration. Not a deal breaker in my opinion, but it does cause a little bit of inconvenience there in terms of the battery life. Now, if you have an extra iPhone laying around or mobile device, then you're set. You can just use that, keep your phone in your pocket, and use that as a monitor. But I don't have an extra iPhone. But all in all, like I said, I really enjoyed using it. It worked great. I shot from it was 3 p.m. all the way to like 2 in the morning, and I didn't have any issues. I used a lot of the focus features to make sure I had my focus on right, and tweaked all those things that are really good, and just a lot of really nice features, all customizable. These are all pluses in my opinion. I think that the pros outweigh the cons, and I'll be using this as my smaller monitor because I own a 7-inch monitor, which I'm currently shooting with right now, but I don't like to bring that around with me. So I'll just use my iPhone and whenever I need to use it. It is also better, in my opinion, than the screen on the camera as well. But yeah, I think this is great for run and gun shooting. Very compact, very easy to set up. It's extremely easy to set up. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, like $500 to $700, like on an Atomos Ninja monitor or one of those higher end monitors, you have a lot of pro features here. You can record, like I said, and all that. And I think that's a great option. And not only that, you have the option of using a tablet or your iPad. You could hook up your iPad if you want to, use a bigger monitor. You use one of those bigger iPads, and there you go, boom. You can set that up that way and shoot and monitor everything you're filming through the iPad. That's a great option. And I'll also link the iPad accessory that they have for it, which is sold separately. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if this is something you'd be interested in. Share, comment down there. If you have any questions, let me know. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching this review. I'll see you guys in the next one.